Dear listeners, a few quick notes before we get into today's episode. Apologies for the delay in getting this out. We had a bit of an issue with Shan's audio from this recording disappeared. Attempting to get it re-recorded, but scheduling, so I've decided to go forward and start editing around their audio being missing, so it might be a little weird, but I promise Shan is still here. Shan was there, but I didn't want to make you wait any longer because we are so very close to the end of this season. So bear with me, and here we go. So after a long time of chasing a few different leads, occasionally getting distracted by a conspiracy to steal a large transport ship, the Hyperlance, and then even more distractions when you had to go and rescue Stavios from the people who kidnapped them, we finally come to the place Anima last remembers being. And part of the station has been destroyed, as you saw. And it's where Anima and Dottie should have been, but it's not where they were. They were last in a lab, and you've gone into the lab while Tully and Spectra go to basically hack and get whatever they can from the security bay and the communications room, which is in a different part of the station. And Anima recognized the escape pods as being exactly identical to the one she stepped out of. And via Stavios, you tried to stop her before she went into one of them, but you were too late. And as she steps in, it's like she freezes for a second, but it's a natural motion, not like some effect has come over her. As many things begin to click into place. So, Anima, as you step into this pod that looks exactly like the one you remembered stepping out of, a whole lot of memories hit you all at once. Specifically, the details around what happened that led to you being left with no memories in a place you didn't recognize. A big part of the project you and Dottie had been hired for included building on the remnants of some other projects that had been done by what you believed to be Nova Station, though now you've realized it was not. And you remember you and Dottie had been suspecting for a couple of weeks that something was off before everyone went on a down cycle. And Dottie had mentioned that she found something that was suspicious that needed to be investigated, but she waited until everyone had left to actually talk about it because she didn't want anyone else to overhear. So basically, she canceled the ride that was supposed to pick you up and said, oh, I booked another one that'll come to pick us up in like 24 hours, like after everyone had left. So the crew were mostly like, all right, well, hopefully they don't make you wait too long. And they all went off on their break. But she hadn't actually called someone to come pick you up, but she did have a friend in the area just in case you actually ended up needing someone to pick you up. Because as she explained after everyone left, she found in the remnants of one of those older projects proof that someone had planned to corrupt something very important. You can't quite remember what, though. And whatever happened, it happened a long time ago. So Dottie realized that there wasn't a lot of time to go and fix it, or to let people know to go and fix it, before it gets to the point where it destabilizes everything. So essentially, she was going to take a little modified tug and put you in a cryopod and get her friend to help escort you to wherever this thing was that had been corrupted. And as you were stepping into the pod, which was the modified escape pod, you're so far out that most of those escape pods did have the ability to put you in cryostasis, just in case it was a long time before someone came for rescue. Just because out in the middle of nowhere, that's pretty standard. And you had just stepped into your pod, and she was checking a few things, and she said, all we need to do is find the thing and remove it, and then we can see about finding the bastard who did this. And as she said that, someone else stepped into the room. There shouldn't have been anyone else there, but someone else stepped in. Someone else that both of you recognize, but you can't remember what they looked like. It's like there's like a block in front of their face. And they asked Dottie what was going on, and she explained things because she trusted this person, and the response was, you weren't supposed to find that. Shame. You're a talented scientist. Now I have to kill you both. And the fight started, because her response to that was immediately, you have to catch us first, asshole, before hitting the button that ejected your pod. Which, it didn't, shoot you out immediately, but it disconnected from the ship, and as you were floating away, you could see the figure approaching Dottie. She ran to the airlock, which is now busted out. And that's where the modified tug was. So she got into the airlock and said through the comms, Anima, you need to run. When you get there, run, and don't let him find you. And as you were floating away, and you hear the faint boom of Dottie blowing her way out of the airlock with her tiny little modified tug. And as you were floating away and the cryo was starting to kick in, you just hear this little voice that says, too bad you won't remember. And your memories started being pulled away, one by one. But you were able to hold on to one thing. Because of something Dottie had taught you, and you'd seen other people do it, of you never know when when information is going to be lost. But if you keep one key piece, you can rebuild from that. So as your memories were being pulled away, you held on to one thing from which you knew you would be able to rebuild, which was that your name is Anima. And the next thing you remember is waking up in the Federation with no memories beyond your name. Do you have any questions or rolls you would like to make?
Did we just assume that nobody else was on the ship? Or did we run any tests or anything before we started digging?
You were as certain as you could be given your clearance level. So it's likely that whoever had come in might have had a higher clearance level, because also you remember when you were looking at the logs, it showed that someone had come in, but any information about that person was scrubbed.
And I can't remember their face.
It's like something's blocking it. Similar to that wall in your brain.
What about their voice?
Roll me intelligence.
12.
You know it's familiar because you remember that you had worked with that person to some extent, or at least Dottie had, but you can't place it. Though, if you heard it again, you would most likely recognize it. And there was also another thing that you did remember eventually in the Federation, which was that voice in your head that you always thought was saying, don't let them find you. It's the last thing Dottie said to you, except for just don't let him find you.
And with that, Anime takes 10 psychic damage.
Yeah, Probably. It's like there's still a wall or something in your head, and roll wisdom for me.
7.
You just prod at that bit at that wall, and do you try and push past it, or do you leave it where it is?
I'm gonna try and push past it. Fuck.
Roll me another wisdom saving throw.
The clue. Oh, good. 9.
Alexis, can you do me a favor and deafen yourself for a minute?
Oh dear.
So, as you push past this wall and this block in your mind, you do remember a little bit more. Because the voice in your head that says, "Too bad you won't remember," was a voice in your head. It was not the person who had come into the room. And that voice belongs to something that you do not want to think about. And that thing is what took your memories. That thing is what is connected to whatever the person corrupted, likely in the Federation. And you realize that since you are aware of it, it knows that you know, and you cannot talk to anybody about it unless they also know about it. You just know that not a single person that you know knows.
Shit. Okay. So there's something rotten in Denmark,
Yes.
and nobody can know.
You can't talk about it unless you're talking to someone else who knows.
Incognito hazard.
This might have been partially borrowed from Reaper Indoctrination from Mass Effect. So now you know that there is something out there, and it's up to something, and you got in the way of it, and now it knows you remember, and you can't tell anyone about it. Congratulations.
Damn. And I'm no closer to figuring out actually where Dottie went. She's not here anymore.
Her last words to you were, "Don't let him find you." And you know she had a friend in the area.
Yeah.
So...
And I've also fucked that up. Good job, Anima.
Well, now it knows that you know. But Dottie's probably gone into hiding. Dottie's smart. Dottie would have gone into hiding. And this is happening in one of those time has stopped and everything around you, and we are just like zoomed in on Anima's head, which is a lot of internal screaming, and then like a little black box that no one can look at. No one aside from Anima. And she stands there for a couple of seconds, and Anima, what do you do as the memory fades and you come back to the present with this new knowledge of what happened to you? And maybe even a little bit of why.
Hulk smash.
So, Vi and Stavias, I imagine you're still moving forward to try and help Anima as she just pulls her sword out and starts smashing the consoles in front of her. Almost automatically, this energy shield forms around the outside of the escape pod, like a emergency thing, because escape pod's damaged, they want to keep it from venting the lab.
So is the shield between us and Anima?
No, it's outside, like on the outside of the ship.
Okay. Alright, on the space side of the...
It's preventing the hole she's putting in everything from causing the entire floor to vent.
Anima? Anima, what? No, why are you doing that? What is going on here?
Stavias starts helping Anima break things.
No! No! Ty!
Hey, Stavias, can I get a melee attack from you? He's a bad roll. It's a very low roll. It's not effective. You make contact as you're smacking the screen, and it doesn't break, so you just keep smacking the screen with the butt of the pistol.
Ty, we need damage control. Can you please pin Stavias?
Ty walks up and I picture he just like grabs you by the shoulder, Stavias, and pulls you back a bit. Easy, we don't want to trip any of the security. We don't know what's going on. Anima, and we need you to take a deep breath. What's going on? What happened? What's wrong? As you're still just smashing everything.
Can Anima even hear us at this point?
Roll a perception check, actually.
With disadvantage or no?
Give me a wisdom saving throw first.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
I think I remember how well that went last time.
Poorly. I believe that was a 2.
So with disadvantage, you have disadvantage on your perception check to
Okay.
hear your friends because you are lost. With a 13, I'll say you're vaguely aware that someone is saying your name and it's someone that's friendly. I don't know if all the words are getting through as you were processing emotions that you didn't even know you had pent up for the past 5 years. What do you do?
As quickly as she starts doing that, she just as quickly completely runs out of steam and just collapses to the floor.
Oh no. Anima? I run over, make sure she's not dead.
She's not she's like on her knees.
Oh, okay. And Vi kind of almost steps between Anima and the console. So she's like in full view of Anima. Like, Anima, what happened? You need to talk to us. Please stop trying to put holes in a ship. What is going on?
You could talk about everything but that last little thing. But the thing that you found in the box. That's one thing you can't talk about. But everything else you can. And I'll let you know if you accidentally mention something you're not supposed to.
Someone was here. They ambushed us. Dottie realized something was up and was, I think, trying to collect evidence.
Okay.
No one was supposed to be here anymore. We should run another check of the ship.
Okay.
Can everyone roll me a perception
Really
check?
smart, she'll have gone to ground.
It's only a 17.
I got a nat 1.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Anima is...
Hang on, as I roll for Ty.
Let's see what Ty sees.
Ty got a 16, so Stavias and Anima, you are both lost in a space where you can't hear things that are currently going on, but Vi, you and Ty hear something. You hear something that sounds heavy and robotic coming towards you. And the second that this happens, Ty immediately darts just across the hallway. And he says, "Get ready. There might be security." And can everyone roll initiative?
Dang it. I always have really bad initiative for some reason.
So Stavias, you get to go first as you
Sorry.
hear this mechanical noise, but you haven't seen anything yet. Are you going to attempt to hide it all or get into cover, or are you going to stay clumped up with your friends at the end of the hallway? Stavias prepared what should be a very effective spell and decides to stay put until they know what's going to be coming out of where. Anima, it's your turn. What do you do? Considering you have a lot going through your head right now. But hey, doing the violence is something you can handle. This is a lot easier to handle than all of the things that are swirling in the back of your mind. Your friends are in danger.
Okay. Then I'm also going to ready an attack with the pistol
Okay.
for as soon as it comes into visual range.
Are you going to move at all, or are you just standing up and in front of...
I'm going to stand up and do that.
Okay. So you were effectively being a shield for Vi.
Yeah.
Okay, it is now Ty's turn. I think he is also going to ready a shot. I think he's going to brace up against one of the corners near the halls. The way he's acting, it's not hard to do the math that whatever is coming from these halls, and there is another set of halls between you and the room that this noise is coming from. So there are ways you can get closer and hide. So he's also going to ready a shot. And next up is this big robot. This big robot is going to step out into the hallway. He's going to get shot. Also, you all see as Ty turns around, levels, and fires. And I'm pretty sure the shot slams into the hole as this guy continues on towards the one that just tried to shoot it, which brings it into the view of our two who have prepared shots. So give me the roll for the side blast and for the pistol shot. Anima's shot misses completely as your hands are shaking. There's a thought, no, not again, don't let him find you. As Stavios just slams this robot with a psychic blast. Just slams into it as it goes to attack Ty, and it doesn't look great, but it is going to attempt to smack Ty with a hammer. Just reels back and hits Ty with a 23 to hit. Big metal hammer with like glowing lights around it just slams right into Ty's side for 11 damage, and Ty just grunts.
Be fine. He's a beefy boy.
Bye. It's your turn.
I'm gonna try something. I'm going to cast Symbiotic Mark on it, which is my action, but it does add 1d6, and I can make it have disadvantage on ability checks made with one ability.
Vi doesn't have a lot of time to think about it. What are you going to take out on this large mech that just smacked your friend? With a hit that might break most creatures' ribs.
Vi still remembers when Ty beat her pretty damn easily. He's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will cast Symbiotic Mark. But that is my action. I would use, whichever one helps Stavios more.
Intelligence or wisdom, you pick. Just pick.
And
pick one. You pick one.
Wisdom?
So this mech has disadvantage on wisdom.
Yes. Till the ability ends, or the duration ends, which is up to 1 hour, but it is concentration. And then I will bonus action hide, because I have nothing else I can do.
Point at him. This energy just flickers into its head, and then you step behind Anima.
Yeah. Come on, please be nice. Yay! 27.
27. No one knows exactly where Vi went. Anima's tall. It's not hard to hide behind Anima. And next up, you hear more metallic thudding as another mech, this one made of a darker metal, it looks more advanced, is going to come into the hallway and is going to attack Ty twice. Because Ty is right there. So the first attack hits with an 18, and the second attack hits with a 15. You see this blade that's got this weird energy along it. It feels wrong as it just smacks into Ty. So Ty is going to take 14 and 12 necrotic damage. And he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Good thing is he's good at those. I shouldn't have said that, because he rolled an 8. Well, no, he rolled a 2, which makes it an 8.
Oh, well, that's something.
Bad. That's bad is what that is. actually.
Yeah, so you see he takes both of these hits, and this hurt him a lot more than the last one did, and he just, like, staggers back, and he can't regain hit points.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. And hit point maximum is decreased by 3d6 for every 24 hours until he's hit with a reduced point. So Ty is not looking good, but that is the mech's turn. Stavios, it's your turn. Your big lizard friend is getting absolutely brutally injured. Shan rolled intimidation to try and draw the mech's attention away from Ty, and it didn't work. Hey, stop, that's not nice.
Help, police, murder.
This roll was a nat 20. Very effective. You shoot the giant deadly robot with the scary disruptor blade with your finger gun, and it's really effective. You hit this, and there are sparks coming out of its head, and it just turns to face you. Also, Stavios, are you going to move at all? No. Alright.
That tracks.
Anima, it's your turn.
I'm going to decide to be smart about this and remember I probably had security codes.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and find a console that nobody destroyed, and I'm going to try and disable the security bots.
I'll say roll a perception as you're looking to find a console.
21.
21. You glance around and you do find one that you remember accessing before, because, I mean, there were times when you needed to, like, trigger things like the emergency fire suppression because it's not kicking on fast enough and things like that. And you worked security. Now roll plus computers, and I will let you have advantage because you now remember everything about working here.
Not nice. A 9.
You try and remember your login, but you try a couple of different passwords and it rejects all of them. You don't remember if they locked you out, if the security stuff has been changed. You don't know, but you do not have the ability to access or control any of the security in the lab at this moment.
Damn it. Okay, well, at least I tried. Then I'm going to use my movement to get almost basically to the guy.
You run up towards the one mech that is sparking the other mech that looks relatively okay, and your very injured lizard.
Yes.
You don't want to know what Tali will do if something happens to Ty. You really don't.
No.
And as you do that, it's Ty's turn, and
Does this count as flanking?
I'll allow it for the more injured one, but not the lighter colored one. So, Ty's going to look at the sparking robot and just punch it with his power gauntlets, and he's gonna do that twice. Both of those hit. You've never really paid attention to the gloves that he wears, because also, he doesn't usually wear armor. This is one of the few times that he does, and you see his gloves start glowing, and he just punches twice into the mech. And you see the darker mech with the blade is starting to look rough. It looks like it is seconds away from falling apart. And it's time for the slightly smaller, not as advanced mech. I'm gonna have it roll perception. Passive perception is 10. Yeah, I'll have it just roll.
I was gonna say, can it spot vibes?
No, it's not that. It's more of a
nat 20 plus 7.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna can it figure out who made its friend's head spark? So it doesn't know that, but it does know that there was some shouting coming from the other way, and it turns and there's someone running towards them, so it is going to take a shot at Anima. That's 12 to hit. It misses.
Doesn't hit.
Turns this like big turret gun and just misses. It fired as you were moving it where you used to be and just doesn't do it. And Vi.
I realized something.
Mhm.
I'm actually gonna come out and cast Mind Hacker on the lighter.
Okay.
Because I realized that the saving throw for that is Wisdom. And that's the one I said has a
So
disadvantage.
that was absolutely your plan this whole time.
Sure. Yes. It's, yeah.
You got your foot in the door. What's the roll for it to not be hacked?
12.
For
It's got
its
disadvantage.
wisdom?
As an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cone to make a Wisdom saving throw against your Cyromancer channeling save, which is the 12. Creatures failing their saving throw are either charmed or frightened. So I can try it on both, but I think it's going to only work on the one.
10-foot cone, you're going to have to run up and get within 10 feet of it.
Oh. Bonus action run. Bonus action sprint. Or dash.
Yeah, so you move.
Maybe here. Here.
I'll allow you if you want to angle it so you get both of them.
Yep.
So this
Okay,
guy
thank
is
you.
first one rolls with disadvantage. Good call, that's a 7. The first roll was an 18 as you hack into that. And now for the one that's about to just explode. It's a nat 1. What does it look like as you mind hack both of these?
So it almost looks like Vi stayed right behind Anima the entire time.
She did. That's what happened, definitely.
Yes. And then just sort of pops up around and is like, what is it? The ALLMU, which Vi does know, as this sort of blue and black, almost mist, but you can see the like code around in the mist. And an ALLMU is just like, calm down. We are not enemies. She is of the security team here. What is going on? And I charmed them. So they're now charmed until the end of my next turn. Or the end of... Wait, which turn is it? Whose turn is it? One moment. I scrolled up. So we have a couple minutes. A minute or two.
You have seconds.
While simultaneously mental missing Ty. Get away from there. Please get somewhere safe.
Yep. You see both of them relax, turn to you, look at Anima, and respond in ALOMU that unauthorized access was detected. But they have relaxed now and will be waiting for further instructions.
Oh boy.
You get the feeling they firmly believe that she's part of the security team here, but you get the feeling the security team who they think she's part of is not the original people that worked at the station.
Oh, okay.
You were given a heads up that the gang that kind of was looking to sell it would leave technological security, so we do now have, you got a full turn before they start going for you, so you could just run.
Yeah.
So it's the darker mech's turn. I hate to break it to you. This one's immune to being charmed.
What? Then why'd you roll? But okay, fair enough.
Because I forgot.
Oh, that's fine. Fair enough. Okay.
So, you think it worked. The lighter one is the one that made the comment. And you see the darker one that looks more injured just turns unauthorized user and is going to attack you twice with the disruptor blades.
Okay. That's not gonna go well. But okay. Oh, I have uncanny dodge.
It takes a step forward. These are big robots.
Protection.
Does that give disadvantage on one or both?
When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay, so reaction you can only do it once.
Yeah.
So the first roll is a 15. The second roll is a 24.
I mean, both of them hit. Yeah.
So I'll just do disadvantage on the 19 one.
Okay.
You are able to block the second swing, but Vi, you do get hit. As this blade slices into you, you just feel this, like, negative energy go through you. It doesn't feel good as you get 12 points of necrotic damage. And I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
I tried.
Okay. I mean, I do have uncanny dodge, so I would like to half that with my reaction.
Okay. So you get 6 points of necrotic damage. And I still need a con save from you.
Come on. 13. That could be worse. It's not too bad.
You feel like that dark energy is, like, trying to latch onto you almost, but you are able to shrug it off and you do not become wounded.
Cool.
The wounded target can't regain hit points, and its hit point maximum decreases by 10 for every 24 hours that elapse. If the wound reduces target's hit point maximum to 0, the target dies and its body disintegrates within 1 hour. The wound persists until removed by a restore pattern or similar effect.
Okay, so Ty needs medical attention immediately. Ah, I see.
Or at least, today.
Yeah.
You feel that starting to try and claw its way into you. You shake it off. I think this might be when you realize that Ty was not able to shake it off.
Yeah. You're like, okay, you need help.
Stavias, it's your turn. We have one mech charmed. The other one, not so much. Here, Stavias lands the killing blow on the uncharmed mech. You have obliterated one of them, and the other one is looking kind of hardy, but also doesn't look like it was as sturdy to begin with. Remind me, does charm wear off when it sees you when it sees one of your friends murk? Wait, no, it's just you that it's friends with, and you did not murk its friend.
Yeah, no.
So it is still charmed. As Stavias kills the larger of the two robots, Anima, it's your turn. There's one that has not been destroyed. And you are still having a time, so I don't know, do you run or do you need to smash?
Yeah, please smash. Imbued strike. Bonus action. 19.
19 definitely hits.
Nice. Roll the damage. So 7 plus 3, 10.
This one is starting to look rough.
Action surge.
Hit it again.
Hit it again. Hit it again. Imbued strike is still in effect, so I still get advantage.
Alright.
16 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. Damage 9.
Describe how this robot ends.
Okay. I'm gonna say that I did the first strike, and it got through a piece of the armor part. It like either ripped it off or got through it somehow, and then I slammed the sword straight down into it, into some of the like internal mechanisms, and just absolutely wrecked its internal flow.
Yeah, as you slam your sword into it the second time, you feel it shudder and just starts to collapse. Do you keep smashing it, though?
No.
We're out of initiative. You have these two non-functional mechs, Ties, leaned back against the wall listening, and I think those two are the only ones here, but we need to go soon. Ow. Aboard the Opal Star is an Espergenesis 5e actual play podcast DM'd and produced by Brianna Toiver as part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network.
I'm Casey, and I'm playing Anima the Ashen Forged.
My name's Alexis, and I am playing Vilena Sorrell, the Eldori.
Music is by Patrick Chester of Chester Studios. To see more of his work, visit his website at chesterstudios.net. Find out more about Pseudonym Social by visiting our website at pseudonymsocial.wordpress.com. If you like what we're doing and would like to support us, please consider leaving a review or donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial.